Well, hi, everybody. No, I'm not going to be fashionably late. I'm exactly on time. So we'll wait a few minutes before we get started. I am in Guadalajara, Mexico, in my hotel room here. And yeah, we'll just chill out for a few minutes as I get all my screens ready. Let's see here. Let's see. Every time I do this, they change the layout of the screen so I can't see exactly. That's right. INTJs are always on time. Where's your comment? That's right. God damn it. We are the best people in the world, us INTJs. We rule the world. There was an old joke years ago on a blog. It was a guy who was an INTJ, and he was talking about if there was an INTJ convention, you'd have all the INTJs go to the big convention hall for like 10 minutes and maybe eat some food. Then they'd all go back to their hotel rooms and like plot against each other. Would you say libertarians are just anarchists with money? You know, the old joke among libertarians that libertarians don't have money. So Doug Casey has talked about this a lot, how libertarians usually are poor. Certainly pre-Bitcoin, libertarians are all the poor guys. So, and then the rich guys who call themselves libertarians, like the Koch brothers, they're not libertarians at all. They're right-wingers, which are not libertarians. I'm going to multitask for a few seconds here as we have more people coming in. One moment. I'm working on my Mexican residency. It's a long story. 10 minutes in this case. Okay. 10 minutes after. Okay. Let me silence my phone. Silence my other phone. Hang on. That is silent. Okay. Cool. Let's see. How are we doing on count here? I'm going to wait a few more minutes. Yes, yesterday was the Mexican Mastermind, and then the day before that was the Mexican Seminar. And our next seminar will be in Dubai in November and December. Then we have the Paraguay residency plan thing we're going to do in March. Then I will have seminars next year in London. Probably one more place in Europe. At least one in the United States. A bunch. So we should play with some comments while we're waiting here. Sure, let's play some comments. Let's see. That is correct. Structure equals freedom. Correct. Cool. I'm glad you like them. Good. That's awesome. Thank you very much. You are very nice. I don't think I'm a legend, but I'm not bad. Think if I was a legend, I'd have had cooler hair. I'd be a little more skinny. Let's see how we doing. Yeah, I'm gonna wait another minute, one more minute, and we'll get rolling here. Let's see here. I'm gonna test something here I've never done before. Let's try this. No. Yes. Good. Ooh, I love it. Ooh, it's so cool. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Cool. All right. I'm acting like a little kid. Let's see. What's the big play in terms of Alpha Male 2.0 and Sovereign CEO, helping guys set up businesses and then scaling them while getting residencies? That's it. That's it. If I don't have an LI business yet, but have the funds, could I join the 500K Accelerator? Yes, you do not need a business to join the 500K Accelerator. I will cover that later in this webinar. Pink Firefly is doing great. She is right there. She is literally about, see, they asked about you again every time now. So whenever I do a seminar, I did a live stream yesterday with the SMIC program. Guys are always asked about Pink Firefly. I tell her every time, they asked about you again. They asked this and this and this. So they asked about you again, sweetie. Yeah, she's 10 feet away. She's about ready to go back to Liverpool, which is not a town in the UK. It's a big fancy like Macy's Nordstrom's thing here in Andares, Guadalajara. And so she's going to go buy a bunch of shit. She's bought a lot of shit. You see all these bags of her shit over here she's bought in this trip. We've been here 2 weeks. She'll be leaving shortly. I said, you could stay for the webinar on business. She's like, ew. Ew. You don't want to listen about business and location-dependent income? All right. It's your favorite thing. Yeah. How much correspondence do you have with Harry Browne, and what did you talk about? I had some email correspondence before he died. We'll get started in like 30 seconds, just so you guys know. Right now, I'm just chilling out with you guys to get more people in here. What did we talk about? Let me think a minute. We primarily discussed buy, have fun. You look hot. Look at you at the top. Shit. Looking sexy as fuck over there. We primarily talked about, so you could tell your wife she's hot. You don't want to tell a girl you're dating she's hot. There's a difference. Let's see, especially when you're having, I won't go into detail with that. What we talked about me using some of his material and some of my content and how he wanted to handle that. And he basically said, hey man, he's such a nice guy. He was such a sweetheart. He said, you use whatever you want. You use whatever you want. You don't have to pay me a dime. Just make sure you give me accreditation. I didn't go to college. Accreditation. Just, give him credit for it. I said, really? I'm willing to pay you, bro. I mean, dude, come on. My book, The Unchained Man, is basically a spiritual successor to his book. So he's like, no, it's fine. We talked a few other things. That was primarily the main topic we talked about, though. So not very exciting. Sorry. We have a program for brokies in the future. I do. It's called the SMIC program at joinsmic.com. $177 for that program. High Farm Free Months. Yeah, it is. It is a critical book. What are the cities you've been in the UK apart from London? I think that's about it. Let me think a moment. The UK. Let me think a minute. Yeah, I think that's it. The UK. I haven't really hit the UK hard. It's been London every time. All right, let's get started. We are a live casting. You see how out of it I am? We are live streaming to both several things. YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. So we're actually live streaming LinkedIn right now, which I've never done before. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna talk today about a topic that I have never really discussed before in public. I have discussed this a little bit in my coaching programs, actually a lot in some of my coaching programs, but I have never discussed this publicly. And there's a reason I haven't, is because I focus on, here at Sovereign CEO, we focus on what is the Sovereign CEO and Alpha Male 2.0 minimum income. $85,000 a year. So I discuss that. I don't teach like get rich quick. I'm not Grant Cardone. I don't want to be. But in the last few years, as I've mentioned, I don't talk about how much money I make, and there's various reasons I don't do this. There's about 4 or 5 reasons I don't give you exactly how much money I make. But I have mentioned that I have, my income has gone up into the much higher income brackets in the last few years, particularly the last 4 years or so. And because of this, let me back up. One of my core rules for the content that I create for you guys is that I have to do it myself before I teach it. If I've not done it myself, I will not teach it. And I get questions all the time on things I've never done. I get questions all the time on what American stocks to buy. I don't own American stocks because I don't want to own stocks in a collapsing country. So I can't advise you on this. Sorry, I can't advise you. Over my dating stuff, guys will ask me about day game all the time. I don't do day game. I haven't done day game in 13 years, 12 years. I just did it for 6 months. So I don't advise. Guys ask me about physical fitness, how to lose weight. Dude, I'm not the guy to ask about how to lose weight, brah. Sorry. So guys ask me all the time for advice on things that I don't have expertise in, and I have to tell them, I'm sorry, I can't do that. And so now that I've made a certain amount of money that I will allude to throughout this webinar, I'm not going to give you specific numbers because I don't do that. But now that I've made a specific amount of money, the big money, ultra high income. What I call ultra high income is income above $500,000 a year, certainly 7-figure income. That's what today's live stream is about. This is the last video in the Business Accelerator Challenge. So if you have been subscribed to my mailing list, you have received over the past 2 weeks about 9 training videos on how to achieve super high income. Okay, this is the last one. If you are not on my mailing list, what I would recommend you do right now in a new tab is go to calebjones.com, CALEBJONES.com, and click the little link that gives you the Location Independence Toolkit, which is free. And that opts you into my mailing list because we will probably do another one of these challenges soon. So if you're not on the mailing list, you won't get the free videos. There's no other way to get those free videos other than be on my mailing list. And there was like 9 of them. It's like having a free informational course. This is the final video in this series. And then I will talk about a few things. So in this video, I'm going to cover a few aspects of getting beyond the $85,000 a year minimum income we talk about here at Sovereign CEO, and to income that is a minimum of $500,000 a year. $500,000 up to 7 figures. Not 8 figures. I can't talk about 8 figures. I don't make 8 figures. But I can talk about 7 figures. I can certainly talk about 500K to 999K per year. I can certainly talk about those things because I've done those. I do those. So first off, what I want to do is, I'll see, is there anything else I want to say about that first? Hang on, let me think a minute. I think that's it. Before getting the content. Yeah, I think that's it. All right, I'm going to share my screen here. And because I'm very high tech, I'm going to use MS Paint. Because I'm very high tech. Can you guys see that? Can you put in the chat that you can see that? And at the end, by the way, at the end of this live stream, I'll open up for Q&A. I will stay for as long as I can. So full open Q&A with me at the end of this live stream when I get through all the stuff, right? So if you want to join in on that, hang out and wait, and then I'll answer your questions. And if you're asking questions throughout the presentation here, I will rewind the chat and I will go back and answer your questions. So yes, you can see that stuff. Cool. All right, great. So this has been my experience going from, let's see, what did I make when I was 18 years old? When I was 18 years old, I moved out. So many of you know this. I moved out from my parents' house at age 18. I got the hell out of there as soon as I could. I moved out in the middle of a recession that was the early 1990s. People don't remember that recession, but there was a recession in the early 1990s. I moved out in the middle of the recession. It was pretty hard. But I wanted to be free. And I moved out and I was making approximately, I want to say I was making $23,000 a year. So if you put my income down here on this little chart, let's see, let me click the thingamabobber. See that? So that's my income down there. That is $23,000 a year. I'm going to kind of chart out what happened between then and now. All right. So I'm 50 years old now. And throughout my business career, my income has grown, but sometimes it's grown slowly. Usually it grows like slow. Like usually my income grows like this. Okay. Like most people's. It grows, what would you call that? Linearly. I didn't go to college, so you math nerds are going to have to help me with this. Linearly, not geometrically. Is that right? Okay. So that's how my income typically grows. However, throughout the course of my business career, I have had several what I call scaling events. And these are events where my income, instead of doing this, did this. Boom. They did that. I can't talk. They did that. So instead of a steady rise, it was a sharp upturn upwards. And I've had several of those. Matter of fact, I'll go through exactly what those were. So starting down here, I became employed. I was a corporate employee for a while. It was a nightmare. I hate having a job. Haven't had a job in 25 years. Many of you know at age 24, I started my first full-time business as a computer consultant, later as a business consultant, productivity and time management, doing business internationally. And so first I started out down here, and then I started my business, and I slowly started to have, slow rise in income. Then I had my first scaling event, and that was when I had discovered the concept of joint ventures. I started doing joint ventures with other consultants. And guess what happened to my income? Boom, went up like that. I went, whoa, oh my God. And that's actually what broke 6 figures for me. That got me out of the 5-figure income into the 6-figure income, $100,000 plus in 1990s dollars. So I was doing pretty well, okay? And then for a while, my income kind of just did this again, kind of just languished along, doop, nothing really. It grew over time. I kept working hard to grow my income. And then later I had another scaling event, and that was, what was that? Oh, when I started selling licensing. So I had a few things I did that raised my income over time. I stopped charging by the hour. I started charging flat fee. I started doing a lot more marketing. I streamlined my company. I did a lot of things, okay? And then one day I discovered selling licensing. And without going into great detail, that has nothing to do with Sovereign CEO or any of my online companies. That is where I was starting to license my sales materials to other consultants. And literally, I was in a scenario where I would make $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 by literally clicking send on an email. That's all the work it required. I would attach 3 PDFs to an email and hit send, and I would make as much as $7,000. So what happened to my income? Boom, went up again. Bam, another scaling event. I'm like, whoa, holy shit, now I'm making a lot of money. I'm rich, woo! So then I kept going and going, kept rising over time, just kind of pumping along. Various things. Some things worked, some things didn't. Tried a few things. Some of them worked, some did not. And then what was the next thing? The next scaling event was when I discovered launches. And so back in the olden days, those of you who have been around with me for a long, long time, when I was Black Dragon back in the dating advice days, I wrote ebooks, dating advice ebooks as many years ago. I still have them. And I started doing book launches where I would make as much as $35,000, $40,000 over a weekend. So literally Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'd make profit $35,000, $40,000 in my pocket. I went, holy shit. So my income went like this, bam, went up like that. Holy crap. So I said, this is pretty fucking cool. So I started doing that. So then my income kept going up and up and up, a little like this. Okay, kept going and going. And then the next scaling event was, when I started doing course launches. This was several years ago when I started selling video courses and launching them. Hang on, sorry. And so the very matter of fact, the very first time I did it, Pink Firefly is no longer in the room now. She will tell you she was actually in the house when this happened. The first time I did it, first time I did that, I made $72,000. That's profit in my pocket in one day. That's more than I used to make in a year. A lot more I used to make in a year. And I made it in one day. A little later on, I made $250,000 in gross profit. Okay. I was still remember $242,000 in 1 week. Okay. So guess what happened to my income then? Boom, big boom up. Okay. Big scaling event. Oh my God. Okay. So then I did some other things, and I tried some things, didn't work, tried some other things, didn't work, tried something that didn't work, made a little more money, had good months, had bad months. And then recently I started marketing and designing, and it's taken a lot of time and effort out of my life, but I've done this, coaching programs. And right now we have 3. We have the 500K Business Accelerator, we have the 90-Day Business Builder, and we have the SMIC program. Not just courses where you give you videos, but we actually, programs will actually work with you. A little more expensive, more complicated to design, to manage, more expensive for me to do. But guess what happened? Boom, another one. Okay, damn. So now I'm right about here right now. Okay, and I don't like saying this, so don't tell anybody. Okay, keep this between you and me. Just keep this quiet. I make a 7-figure income. Just shh. And that really depends on the 12 contiguous months you look at. So when you're self-employed, you run profit and loss statements. You want to say, well, how much money do I make in a year? And you run a profit and loss statement for like January to December, and that gives you one number. But you can also run a profit and loss from like, okay, this is September, right? So I could run a profit loss from September to last September. So depending on the 12 contiguous months you look at, in terms of all of my businesses, all of my income streams, you add them all up, I'm at that zone. So that's where I am right here. Now, here's the important point. There are 2 points behind this. You're like, Caleb, that's interesting. So who gives a shit? A few things. So number 1 is when I encountered these scaling events, okay, right here. I know I'm a good artist right here. I didn't know when they were coming. I had no idea they would work. In all of these scaling events, it's not like, I'm going to sell ebooks now and have a super huge surge in income. I didn't know that. I had no clue, but it happened. I didn't say, I'm going to develop, in-depth, done with you coaching programs. I'm going to make just this mountain of money. It's going to be huge. I had no idea. I did not know that. I never have anticipated a scaling event in my entire life. Not once. None of those I anticipated. I just tried a bunch of stuff, and some things didn't work, which we'll cover in a second, and some things worked. And so guess what? I know for a fact it's kind of exciting and frustrating at the same time. I'm right here, right? So I'm right here. I know for a fact at some point in the future, there's going to be another scaling event in my life. And I'm going to go way past where I am now. Way past. Do I know what that's going to be? No. I don't know what it is. I have some ideas. I have some guesses, but I'm probably going to be wrong. So I don't know when the next one's going to occur, but I know it's going to occur. Why do I know it's going to occur? Here's the second component of this. All right. Now, throughout these flatline periods right here, right? I mentioned this as I talked about this graph. I tried a whole bunch of shit that didn't work. So especially right here, this is the last few years. Right here, I tried something that didn't work. Another thing didn't work. Another thing didn't work. Another thing didn't work. Another thing didn't work. Especially the last, I would say, year and a half. I have done a number of things in all of my companies that have completely fucking flopped, completely failed, where I lost a lot of money. I mean, a lot of money. I fucked up on a lot of shit. But you know what? Do I give a shit now? No, because now I'm here. I had this next surge. Same thing down here. I tried a whole bunch of things that didn't work. I've tried websites that didn't work. I tried products that didn't work. I tried marketing campaigns that didn't work. I tried systems that didn't work in several of my companies, and I completely fucking failed. And what most guys do when they have their own business is they try something and it doesn't work. They try something else and it doesn't work. Then they send me an email saying, Caleb, I don't think this is working. Should I do something else? No. At what point in this chart did I quit doing what I was doing? I didn't. I kept going. Instead of saying, oh, I don't think consulting is going to work out. I don't think consulting works. I'm going to quit being a consultant. Oh, no, I didn't do that. I just kept trying new things. Did I ever say, selling, online courses and ebooks, that just doesn't work. And that just can't work because I tried 3 or 4 things and it didn't work. So it doesn't work. So I'm just going to quit and I'm going to go get a job. No, I didn't do that. I kept going. I kept trying new things. And one out of 2, 3, 4 things suddenly launched up. That's how this works. So it's an issue of not knowing what the event will be. And it's an issue of keep trying, even though things aren't working. From here on out, I'm going to try a bunch of things that are not going to work, that are going to fail, and I'm going to lose a mountain of money. I'm going to be pissed off, and I'm going to bitch and moan at my staff. Not at them, I'm going to bitch and moan at me. My staff can tell you about this, but especially my management staff, Billy and Jeff, those of you know who they are. They hear me complain about the show all the time. Like, God, I lost $32,000. And I bitch and moan about it, but then something happens and I have another scaling event, and then I make a mountain of money and I don't care. That's how business works. And moreover, that is how getting to high income works. If you just want to get to the $85,000 a year level that we talk about here at Sovereign CEO, you don't need to do much of this stuff. All you need to do is find one thing that works and just keep doing it. And you'll make $85,000 a year, $100,000 a year, $120,000 a year, somewhere like that. Okay, even location dependent. And that's fine. But if you want to get to the big ass income where I am and beyond where I am, this is the model you have to follow. Constant trying new things, constantly trying to scale, lots of mistakes, lots of failures and things that don't work, and these gigantic scaling events where you're like so happy you want to just jump up and down with joy, which I've had several of these in the past several years. That's how this works. So if you are the kind of guy where you run into failure and you go, oh, this sucks, I'm not doing this anymore, then you'll never make this kind of money. Failure is part of success, and when you want to be at a higher level of success, you need to learn to embrace failure, which is hard, which most human beings can't do. That's why most human beings have jobs. That's why they have jobs, because they don't want to fail. They're too scared. I'll go to this job and I'll have a boss tell me what to do and I have to worry about failure. And I'll make, if I'm lucky, $72,000 a year sitting in a cubicle somewhere for the rest of my life. And, when the Western world collapse, I'll be fucked, but I'm not going to worry about that right now because I just can't think about that. That's what most people do. Okay. And if you want to be in a different category, this is it. This is how it looks. I wish there was an easier way to do that, but there isn't. That's why so few people make this level. What percentage of Americans, I just looked up this number the other day. What percentage of Americans make $1 million a year or more? Is it 1%? I forget what it is. If you want to be a nerd, you can bring up another tab and Google it, but not that I really care. But that's my point. And you know why? People are too scared to go through the things that don't work. All the way back down here, when I was doing shit that didn't work. I mean, I mentioned this. I've talked about this before. When I first started my first business, I almost filed bankruptcy in my 20s because I just did everything wrong. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Yet, even though I did a lot of things wrong, within 3.5 years, starting from zero, I was making a 6-figure income in 1990s dollars because I kept at it. I never said, you know what? I don't think this is working. I'm going to start a different business now. Or, you know what? I don't think this is working. I'm going to go back and get a job. I come out of the years ago, 25 years ago, I came out of the tech industry and working in the corporate world, the tech industry, when you, maybe this is still true. I don't know. You guys who have IT jobs, maybe you can back me up on this. If this is still the case, I'm not sure if this works. But when you worked in an IT job and you were like a team of IT guys, like 5 or 6 IT guys, every third IT guy you worked with back in the 90s had tried to start their own business and failed, and they couldn't pay their bills, and their wives or girlfriends yelled at them because they were beta males, and they went back and got a job again. And so I saw this before I went full-time with my business. Like, oh God, I hope I have a stronger backbone than that. I hope I can persevere through the things that don't work so I can get to the big money. And thankfully I was right, I did. But that's how this works, okay? All right, so let me change a few things around here. Get rid of my MS Paint. You don't like my MS Paint? MS Paint's the shit, bro. That's what the cool people use, is MS Paint. I'm going to go through, hang on. I have all these screens. Even when I travel, I have multiple screens. Hang on a moment. I got to fuck around with this. Shit. Hang on a second. There we go. Okay. I'm going to go through now the 9 things that make the difference between making the $85,000 a year location independent income we talk about here at Sovereign CEO, that I've been talking about since 2014, okay? And making ultra high income, meaning $500,000 a year plus, all right? Let's see. Let's share my screen again. You guys see that? Should see that. Look how fancy I am now. This is so cool. See, when you come out of the 80s, new technology like gets you excited. You're like, wow, that's really neat. And then like young guys like millennials and Gen Z are like, why is that neat? You know what's really funny is that years ago, I showed my daughter the movie Tron, like the 1982 movie Tron, right? And because that's like the best fucking movie ever made when you grew up in the 80s. And she watches this movie. She watches the movie. And in the movie's done, she's like, that is the dumbest thing I have ever seen in my life. Those special effects were so dumb. You like that? Ew. I'm like, hey, don't say that about Tron. Fuck you, little girl. I didn't say that. I just thought it. All right. Now, so here it is. You have the $85,000, and this is location dependent, okay? So you have a decision here at Sovereign CEO. You can make the $85,000 a year, location dependent, move out of your collapsing Western country if you want, whatever you want to do with that location dependent income, or at least set up an international backup plan. You can do that now that you have location dependent income. And you can hit that minimum of $85,000 a year. That's fine. Nothing against that. If you guys make $85,000 a year location dependent, I will love you to the end of time because you're doing that thing that very few other people will ever do. So you're in the top, 2-3% of humanity. If you make $85,000 a year location independent to your own business, so you can go anywhere you want and you're good, it's awesome. Okay. But I know this for a fact because I get your emails, I get your comments, I get your DMs. There is a strong percentage of you who go 85,000. Well, fuck that. I want millions a year. I want Alex Ramosi money. I want 10 million. I want $1 million a year. I want 800,000 a year, bro. Let's talk about that. Okay, so that's what we're talking about right now. I'm going to give you the 9 differences between these two conditions: $85,000 a year location dependent, which is what I normally talk about, and over $500,000 location independent. Let me make that clear really quick. I'm only talking about location dependent income here. As always, I do not talk about location dependent income, and I do not talk about job income. If you make, and I know guys who make, over $500,000 a year from a job, you're fucked. You're one of the first people who will get fucked when the Western world really does collapse. Really high income guys with jobs, they're screwed. If you make more than $500,000 a year in a location dependent business, you're not as fucked, but you're still pretty fucked. Depends what the business is. There were guys in Ukraine with location-dependent businesses making more than $500,000 a year US. Where are they now? Yeah, you see the problem? Yes. Don't even get me started about the pandemic either. Okay? The number of guys I know a few guys. One guy in particular just breaks my heart. Was making 7-figure income, low 7 figures. Okay? Great guy, and one of the nicest guys I know. And right at the beginning of the pandemic, he had a travel agency. And at the beginning of the pandemic, 2 years ago, I saw him in person. It was one of the last trips I took before everything got shut down. It was in LA. We were at a seminar together. And he just looks at me. The look in his eye was awful. He goes, Caleb, I have a staff of 37 people. And all we're doing is processing refunds. And he was not crying, but close. And he got wiped out. Because he was location dependent. A. B, he was in a industry that was at risk. So I'm not talking here about anything other than $500,000 a year and location independent. Cool? Cool. All right. Someone is asked, you have not answered me. I don't understand why. I will answer all the questions at the end of this webinar. So I'll rewind it. I'll answer the questions then. All right, here we go. Now, these are I have numbered these items, but they're in no particular order. All right. Number one, and this is not number one top of the list. They're all critical. You need all 9 of these things. You have to want it bad enough to sacrifice other things that you don't want. You can make $85,000 a year location dependent without sacrificing too much. You can. You can still like live in the now, man. And you can still smoke weed and you can still occasionally play video games making $85,000 a year location. You can't. You can't. You want to make $500,000 or more? No. It has been 2.5 years since I played a video game. And I like playing video games. I think they're cool. I can tell you what the video game was. It was Pillars of Eternity 2. And I didn't even finish it. I finished the main quest, but I didn't finish going through the game. And I keep thinking about, God, I want to play that game again. I would love to play Alien Isolation again. That'd be so cool. You know what looks really cool is Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. You gamers, holy shit, that game looks so fucking cool. I can't do it. You know why? I want the cash. I want the cash. I am more excited about the cash than watching Netflix, smoking weed, hanging out with my buddies. Some of you guys spending hours and hours picking up chicks, playing video games. If you're the kind of guy, and there are several of you in my audience who say, look, I just can't get about video games. It's just too important in my life. Blah. Okay, then guess what? You're never going to make this kind of money. You have to want the cash more than some other aspects of your life. Now, I've mentioned this before. Am I planning on never playing a video game ever again for the rest of my life? Oh, no. Oh, no. I'm going to finish Pillars of Eternity 2 someday. Not today, probably not this year, but I'm going to do it when I have more time. Okay? So it's not like you're giving this stuff up forever. You're putting it on pause for a while. And a while is probably several years. That chart I just showed you took me years of my life. Right? So you have to want it bad enough. If you don't want it bad enough, if you just want to chill out and, hey, man, I don't want to work so hard. What's this thing about, get up and grind? That's bullshit. I just want to enjoy my life, man. I just want to live in the now, man. Great. $85,000 a year or less and ride on that. You're not going to make this kind of money. I'm sorry. You're not. And I know, again, I have a bunch of my audience who do want it bad enough. And that's who I'm talking to right now. I'm talking to you guys in my audience who do want it bad enough because I know you guys. I've met you guys. Some of you guys were at the seminar in Mexico here 2 days ago. I met some of you guys. I've talked to some of you guys in my email. I've talked to some of you guys on social media. I know some of you guys. Some of you guys are in my coaching program. Some of you aren't. This is for you. So lean into this because this is a doable goal for you. $500,000 a year or more, 6 figures, 7 figures. This is a doable goal, location dependent, if you're willing to do these 9 things. Okay. All right. Number 2, ultra high income must be a must. It's not something that, well, wouldn't it be cool if I made $1 million? That'd be so cool. No. I have never thought of that of my financial goals. Going all the way back when I was 18 years old, coming out of when I was a little kid, a poor family, never did I think, well, it'd be really cool if I made $100,000 a year. That'd be so fun. That'd be awesome. No, it was like, I must do this. I grew up poor and I am never going back there again. And when I moved out at age 18, I was poor again. And I said, I am never doing this ever again. Never, ever, ever. I am never living this way ever again. And I know there is a huge swath of humanity that for some reason I don't understand doesn't mind being poor. They just put up with it for decades and decades and decades and decades. The same way that guys put up with drama from their wives or girlfriends for decades, that they just put up for years and years. They just put up with it. That's a mindset I don't understand. I don't like being poor. I hate it. I don't like not being able to have the money that I want to have to live the lifestyle I want to have, including my international lifestyle. I can go anywhere I want. I live in a nice house. Okay. I don't have to worry about paying my bills. It's nice. I don't have to worry. I've talked about how several years ago I stopped caring about how much things cost. I stopped caring about how much things cost. We just had dinner. Pink Firefly, my son Josh, and myself had dinner at one of the most expensive restaurants in the city of Guadalajara, which is 5 billion people. 2-3 nights ago, the bill was $300, and I didn't even care. I'm like, all right, cool. I don't care. I like that because I used to live most of my life going, $62 for dinner? This is bullshit. Oh my God. I don't want to live like that. Now, if you don't mind, great. Stick with the 87 or 85,000 a year, but ultra high income must be a must for you. I remember a billion years ago when I was a young man in the late 80s, early 90s, driving around in my 280 Nissan Z car, listening to business success audio cassettes. We had cassettes back then. Look it up if you don't know what that is. And I was listening to Tony Robbins when he was like 28 years old, Personal Power 2. And he was going through like the 5 or 6 things you must have to be a multimillionaire or something like that. And this is one of the things he said, and he was right. He goes, one of the things that differentiates people who make a lot of money, men who make a lot of money very quickly, is that they make the high income a must. They must do it or they're going to die, period. It's not like, oh, that'd be nice. Well, that would be cool. Well, only if it's convenient. Well, not if I have to stop playing video games. Well, not, it's a must. So it kind of mixes in with 1 and 2. 1 and 2 kind of go together. Okay. Has to be a must. My financial goals have always been a must. Always, always, always since I was 18. A must. And I sacrificed a few pieces of my life, certainly when I was younger, to get to that income. I mean, I didn't even date until I was in my early 20s. Not really. I sacrificed that. Okay. All right. Moving on. Number 2. Number 3. Sorry. I can't read my own number. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Time management, which is I'm a time management consultant. I have some time management content. I have at least one time management mini course. Your time management skills, if you want to make $500,000 or more, must be good. And I know from talking to a lot of you, this is one of the common things I get. Caleb, my time management is not very good. You can make $85,000 a year, $100,000 a year, $120,000 a year, and have shitty time management. You can, because you can just focus on one thing and kind of make sure that thing works. And you can have everything else fucked up, and you can still kind of make that money. So you can achieve 85, 95, 125,000 a year and have kind of shitty time management. That is not correct. That is not accurate. That is not true. If you want to make $500,000 or more. Now, you don't have to be a time management total geek maniac like me, where I'm timing everything on my phone and I have all these reports of exactly where I spend my time every day, 7 days a week. You don't have to go that far. You don't have to be a time management maniac. I didn't say your time management skills must be maniacal like Caleb's. It doesn't. Your time management skills must be good. They must be pretty good. You have to be good at managing your time. Okay, if you're terrible at managing your time or average at managing your time, you will never get to $500,000 a year or more, because it's just the complexity level of your life increases when you start making that level of income. It just does. And if you let this get out of control, it's not going to work. And I have personally known and worked with guys who had shitty or average or maybe a little below average time management. They get up to the high income levels and they go, boom, they crash back down. They can't maintain it. They can't, because they don't know how to maintain their own time. You have to have good time management skills if you want to make this kind of income. It's mandatory. You have to do it. And again, if you want to make $85,000 a year, then fine, your time management can suck. That's okay. Let's get it. These are all about making decisions, right? In your life. What is a priority to you, right? Now, again, I wanted the cash. So I said, okay, I got to get really, really good time management. I made that decision 20 years ago. I figured out really quick. Once I got up to like the $200,000 a year level, when I was late 20s, early 30s, I'm like, all right, if I want to grow this and maintain this, I got to be really good at managing my time. That's like number 1 for me. And I did. Number 4, this is another one. This is another big, weak area for a lot of you guys. I got a lot of your comments. I don't like dealing with people. I hate talking to people. I don't want to manage people. You can make $85,000 a year or around there without knowing how to hire or manage anybody. You can hire some random people on Upwork, and you don't need any managerial skills or hiring skills per se, and you can make that kind of income, and it's okay. If you want to make a 7-figure income, a high 6-figure income, well past $500,000 a year, guess what? You're going to have to learn how to hire and manage human beings. Mandatory. And if you say, I don't want to, that sucks. I'm an introvert. I know you can't tell. That's the goal when you're an introvert, is to have people not tell that you are one. I'm an introvert too. Guess what? Suck it up, buttercup. You're going to have to learn how to do this. Now, unlike time management, your time management skills need to be good. Your in people management skills need to be decent. You don't be amazing. I'm not an amazing manager. I'm not. If you were to ask, but I'm decent. I'm a decent manager. I'm decent. And I'm pretty confident if my staff were sitting right here with me and I left the room and you guys said, hey, now, how good of a manager is Caleb? I'm pretty sure what they would say is, he's decent. He's pretty good. He could improve in a few areas, but he's pretty good. That's what you need to do. You need to be decent. You need to be pretty good. Not amazing, but you need to be pretty good. That is a mandatory skill, because you are not going to make $500,000 a year all by yourself. Let me say that again. You are not going to make $500,000 a year or more all by yourself. You are going to need a team. Now, once you get to a certain level where I am, you could hire someone to hire the people, to manage the people, but you still have to manage that person or maybe one or two other key people, okay? So I haven't hired anyone on Upwork myself in several years. Billy, some of you know who that is, she does that for me. But I still have to work with Billy. I have to work with Jeff. I still have to manage people. Sometimes I have to manage people under those people. I have to. It's mandatory if you want to make that kind of money. You can't just say, I don't want to talk to people. I don't like people. I don't want to manage people. People are assholes. If that's your attitude, stick with $85,000 a year and be alone. That's fine. Okay. Which again is okay, as long as you're location dependent. All right, moving on. Number 5. Focus on cash, not followers. God, is this a big one? I just told you how much money I make, approximately. All right. How many YouTube followers do I have? I think I just went over 8,000. Say, so I'm basically a loser on YouTube, right? On a regular basis, I get haters who come onto my content and they go, you only have 7,000 YouTube, you're a loser. Oh my God. You only got 720 views on your video. Pfft, what a loser. You only have, how many Instagram followers do I have? I think I have 10,000. You only have 10,000 Instagram followers. What a loser. I make 7 figures. Oops. Do you guys know a guy named Sam Ovens? Some of you probably know who that is. He's not super active on the internet anymore, but he was a few years ago. There was a point in time at which Sam had 30,000 YouTube followers, which is nothing. He's a YouTube loser. Only 30,000. What a loser. Just one problem. He was making from those 30,000 YouTube followers $30 million a year top line. $30 million a year, and he had 30,000 YouTube subscribers. He was making $1 million a year per 1,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel. I mean, I make that per 7,000 subscribers on my channel, right? People don't understand that the number of followers you have has nothing to do with your income. One of my mentors, I'm not going to give you his name, but one of my mentors, one of my coaches, a guy who makes way more than I make, high 7 figures, and he rarely takes an entire week off and doesn't even check his phone or his email. He's got 2,200 YouTube followers. I think he has less than that. I think it's 2,100 YouTube followers. I personally know, and I mean this, I personally know. I can tell you how I know, but I won't. I did in the seminar 2 days ago. So if you were in the seminar, you know how I know all these people. I personally know people who have millions of YouTube followers and or millions of Instagram followers who are broke. I don't mean they make less money than me. No, they're fucking broke. That's why you have all these guys on YouTube with like 500,000 YouTube followers and they're doing super chats. Hey man, send in some super chats so I get $5. Notice I don't do super chats. Why don't I do super chats? I don't need $5, bro. I don't need it. I make plenty of money. There is no correlation between the number of followers you have on social media and the actual money you put in your pocket every year. None. Yes, there are outliers like Grant Cardone and Gary Vee who have millions of followers and also make millions of dollars. That is accurate. But for every one of those guys, there's 100 guys or women, these Instagram models with millions of followers. You think they're making millions and millions, and it looks like they're making millions of bucks. They'll take all these pictures of Gucci and all that shit. They're fucking broke. They're broke. I know this for a fact. I've mentioned this before. One of my favorite, probably the funniest guy on YouTube right now is a guy named Kyle Dunnigan. Okay. And Kyle Dunnigan, you could Google him if you want or YouTube him. He's a genius. He's hilarious. He's funny as fuck. He's just fantastic. He regularly posts how much money he makes on his live streams. He's got like 300,000 YouTube followers. Thousands of people on his live streams, okay? Thousands. And he posts how much money he makes, and it's like $160. If you want to get to the high income, you've got to release this ego about having a bunch of followers. A lot of you guys in that category. You have to release this. And like, well, if I only have 2,000 followers, everyone will think I'm a loser. Yeah, they'll think you're a loser and you'll make $1 million a year. You think I give a fuck when someone makes fun of the fact that some of my videos get 700 views? Don't really care. Don't really care. Now, to be fair, I have many different companies, many different income streams. Not all of my income streams, some of my income streams that are pretty significant have nothing to do with my online presence here. So it's not like 100% of my income comes from my YouTube channel with 7,000 followers. That's accurate. But I still make plenty. I'm just fine. You've got to release this thing that you millennials and Gen Z have about If I have more followers, then I'll be cooler and I'll make more money. No, no, no. Do you need a social media presence if you have an online company? Yes, of course you do. Yes, yes, yes. That's mandatory. There's a reason I do videos. But I don't give a fuck, really, about the hardcore, hard number of followers. You know what I care about? My profit and loss statement every 12 months, how much money I'm making, every quarter, every month. Okay? And I'm going to say this again. I know people personally. This is not rumors. I have communicated with people online and I've met people in real life with 2 million plus followers on various platforms who have no money. If all you're going to chase are followers, you're not going to make the cash unless you're doing something very unusual. Chase the cash. Okay? And get followers when you can and focus on the cash. Very important. All right? Let's see. And I'm not kidding about this. I think a lot of you, I think I blew a lot of your brains. I thought a lot of you were like, what? I thought if you make, have 1 million, 2 million YouTube followers, you're a millionaire. No, 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 no. That's why I try not to judge real quick about this. When I go on YouTube and I look around for content or information and I see a video that's interesting and I start watching it and I look up at the guy, and you all do this. We all do this. We look at how many followers that guy has. And if he has like 3,000 followers as a part of our brain, goes, loser. Okay. I try to turn that off because I know better. So when I see 4,000 YouTube followers or 23,000 YouTube followers, I say, you know what? This guy could be a multimillionaire for all I know, because I know multimillionaires who have those levels of followers. I could name names. I'm not gonna. I just named one, Sam Ovens, but he has more followers now. Anyway, all right, moving on. Number 6, you can't have a screwed up personal life. So a quote I heard a while back, which was really interesting to me, and it's accurate. The quote was, see if I get it right. There is no such thing as business problems. There are only personal problems that infect your business. Let me say that again. There are no such thing as business problems. There are only problems in your personal life that affect your business. So if you like to smoke a lot of weed, I don't mean you smoke weed. You smoke a lot of weed. You're smoking every day. This isn't going to work, probably. If you're an alcoholic, hardcore, it could be very hard for you to make over $500,000 a year. Okay, very difficult, almost impossible. If you are clinically depressed, you're depressed all the time and suicidal and you hate yourself, you're probably not going to make this amount of money. It's going to be hard to make $85,000 a year, much less $500,000 a year. It's going to be very difficult for you. Okay, if you have a lot of drama in your relationship life with your woman or women, or if you're a woman with your guy or guys, and you're just fighting and screaming and yelling, you have a horrible relationship, horrible marriage, odds are low that you're going to get to that income level. Why? Because you can't. If you get 5 hours of sleep a night, there was some data I just read where if you get 5.5 or less hours of sleep per night, which is a hell of a lot of people, that is literally low-level brain damage. You're permanently damaging your brain. Okay? If you get 5 hours of sleep a night, very unlikely you're going to make that kind of money. I get 8.5 hours of sleep every night, period, end of story. And I know this for a fact because I have this right here, my Oura ring, which tells me. I check this every morning, okay? Because I want the cash, okay? So if you have personal problems in your life, this is not a seminar about personal problems. You can certainly get my book, The Unchained Man, if you want to do that. That addresses some of those things. Get them resolved. Stop, pause, and get those fixed. If you're depressed, address it. I didn't say you can fix it tomorrow, okay? I'm not being an asshole about this. I'm saying address it. Don't just say, well, I hate therapists. If you want to make this kind of money and you're depressed or you're an alcoholic or you're a drug addict or you have a horrible relationship life or you have a sleeping problem or whatever fucking problem you have in your life, get it resolved or alleviate it as best you can. Now, can you come up with isolated, weird examples of guys with completely screwed up personal lives who made a lot of money? Yes, that's the exception to the rule, okay? And the exception proves the rule. You can't have any severe personal problems. You guys who know my other content, Alpha Male 2.0, how I optimize my sleep, my water intake, my testosterone, my energy levels, my happiness, I meditate, I exercise, I do everything right. Why? Because I want this money. It's a lot easier for me to make this kind of money than a lot of you because you have all these fucking problems in your life. Make sense? Okay. All right. Number 7, hardcore marketing. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because I've harped on this so many times at you guys. The most important function of your business is marketing. And if you want to make $85,000 a year, you have to market, but you have to go hardcore. You have to blow your brains out with marketing. But if you want to make 7 figures, you are marketing every fucking day via your time and your money. Every day, 365 days a year, minus maybe Christmas. And even on Christmas, you're probably running ads or something. Okay? If you are uncomfortable with marketing, or you think marketing is beneath you, or whatever, you're never going to make this kind of money. You have to be very comfortable and just lean into marketing. You have to. You have no choice. Okay? This year, I have spent an ungodly amount of money on marketing, more than I've ever spent in my life, especially since May. Oh my God, the amount of money I spent on marketing, cold ads and things like that, cold ads and new websites and new projects and social media. And I was looking at the numbers the other day, and they're intimidating to me. I'm like, oh my God, but I have to do it because I want the cash. Okay, hardcore marketing every day. That's both with your time and with your money. I am rearranging my time over the next few months. I told my staff this a few weeks ago, so I can do less work in the business so I can focus more time on marketing. Okay? And more money. I am just taking a shovel and shoveling money into my marketing with a big shovel. Several years ago, you guys know this, I made a decision to actually pull money out of my investments, out of my portfolio net worth, to put it into my business, to expand my company, and to expand my marketing. Okay? You got to be comfortable with this. All right? All right. Number 8, you must sell what your niche wants, not what you want. You can get to the $85,000 level servicing a niche with something you find interesting. You can do that. However, and this is something that people don't talk about, rich people don't talk about this, successful people tend not to talk about this because it's not very politically correct or fun to talk about, but it's true. If you want to get to the big money, the ultra high income, more than $500,000 a year, 7 figures a year, $1 million a year, whatever, you're going to have to sell some things that, not that you don't agree with. Everything I sell, I 100% agree with. I 100%. It's 100% congruent to who I am. I know for a fact it works. But there are some other things I'd rather market my companies that I would rather market that wouldn't do as well. Because you guys, my audience, would prefer these things. Okay? This is why I talk about how if you want to be a musician or a fiction writer, you're probably never going to make a lot of money because that's what you want. No one gives a shit about that. Okay, I'm sorry. So you're going to have to market things, develop systems, sell things that you believe in, but there'll be other things in your life you'd rather sell. For example, I'll give you a perfect example of this. I have not written a book. I love to write books. I'm a natural writer. When I was a kid and they asked me, what do you want to be when you grow up? I said, I want to be a writer. Okay. I haven't written a book in 3 years, almost 3 years, which sucks. I like writing books. You know why I can't write books? Other things make a lot more money. So I do those instead. Now, eventually I'm going to have to write a book. There's 2 I'm going to have to write eventually. Eventually. Okay. But right now, can't do it. There are things I'd love to sell you guys that you wouldn't buy. So I don't sell them. And I suck it up. Say, well, that's not fair. I really want to do this. And that's one of the biggest reasons why small entrepreneurs stay small. They focus on what the entrepreneur wants, not what the customer wants. And you can be small. You can make $85,000 a year, $100,000 a year, $50,000 a year. You can do that, selling what you want, as long as you're narrowly niched, like I talk about in my business content. But if you want to make the big money, you're going to have to suck that up. You have to change things around. Like I said, I have moved in the direction of marketing work with you, do it with you coaching programs instead of just video courses. They make a lot of money. The downside for me, is that I have to hire staff to do those. I have to spend a lot of money on infrastructure to do those. It's very, very complex on my end. It's a lot of work on my end. It's a lot of work for my staff. We really like doing it. We enjoy it. But it's very different than selling ebooks. Very different. Very different than selling video courses. Video course, you video yourself and put a course out and you make some money, you're done. Yay. That's it. So that's my point. All right. Let's see. Number 9. Lastly. Oh boy. This is where I'm going to piss off half my audience. So get ready to be angry at me. Get ready, guys. Here we go. I've talked about this a lot in my other content. And this is having an internal locus of control versus an external locus of control. Why did I suddenly lose? Oh, here we go. No, we're good. Locus of control means the catalyst of a success or a failure. That's what locus means. Okay. When you have an internal locus of control, you are focused on things that you can control yourself. That's where your focus is. When you have an external locus of control, which is about 97% of humanity, you're focused and worried and concerned about things external to you that you can't control.
When you are focused externally, your life sucks and you will never make a lot of money. You will probably not even make 85,000 a year. And maybe you could, but it'd be a lot harder. Okay. When you're focused internally, you can accomplish any goal you want in just a matter of a few years and you get it. I've been internally locused for 20 years now. I focus on things that I can control and I pretty much ignore everything I can't control, which is 99% of everything I see in the world. So, give you some examples. If you are really concerned, you're really hopeful that Donald Trump wins his re-election, wins the election in 2024, you have an external locus of control. You do not have number 9 down here. You don't. You're focused externally. How much control do you have over that? Effectively 0. Okay? If you're really concerned about this recent abortion law change in the United States, you're really concerned about that, either way, one way or the other. This is not a left-right thing because they're both externally focused. You don't have number 9. You're fucked. I'm sorry. This can be damn near impossible for you to get this kind of income level. Okay? I don't want to pick on Americans. Let's talk about Europeans. You Europeans, you're really concerned about the war in Ukraine. You're really concerned about this, or you're really concerned about your energy crisis coming up. Get the fuck out of Europe. You're really concerned about that. This is something that you think about a lot. You don't have number 9. And it's going to be very hard for you to get to these income levels. You're focused on external shit. You know what I'm focused on every day? How much money am I making? What am I doing today in terms of growing my income, growing my businesses? How happy am I? How much do I weigh? Have I lost any weight? How happy is my wife? How happy am I? What am I doing right now today to make myself better? What is my plan for the next 7 days? I'm focused on that shit. How much control do I have over that? Anywhere from 100% to 85%. And that's why I'm successful, and that's why I live a great life. I don't give a fuck about Trump. I don't give a fuck about Europe. That's number 1, because I'm internally focused. The second reason, which I'm not going to go into because that's what all of my other Sovereign CEO videos are about, is that I've arranged my life so these things don't affect me nearly as much. I don't live in the United States anymore, thank God. So I don't have to worry about this crap or nearly as much. You Europeans worried about, Putin or the energy crisis or, oh no, the far right took over Italy. Oh shit, I'm going to worry about this shit. I don't worry about any of that. You know why I don't live in Europe? I have been saying since 2012 to get the fuck out of Europe. I've been saying it since 2012, folks. 10 years. I've been saying it for 10 years. If you live in the world, you live in Europe, get the fuck out of Europe. So I'm internally focused and I've arranged my life so less these things matter to me directly. Okay, that's standard Sovereign CEO stuff. Okay, makes sense? That's how this works. Okay? All right. What else do I want to say about this? I think that's it. Let me unshare my screen and bring up something else. Hang on a moment. I wish I could do better transitions than this, but this is the best I can do. So shut up. Hang on a second. Let's see. And yes, I see questions, but I will rewind. I'll answer them at the end here. I'm almost done. Yeah, should I share that? Yeah, I'll share that in a second. So is this still shared? Yes. Hang on, I need a drink. Hang on a second. We have a program right now called the 500K Business Accelerator. And that is where you get one-on-one coaching from me and from an entire team of our coaches, most of whom make high six-figure location independent income self-employed themselves over an entire year. And the reason we did this is because through all of our coaching programs, SMIC, the Focus program, Six-Figure Warrior Mentorship, and a lot of you in my audience, the number 1 top request we keep getting is we want more one-on-one coaching, less group coaching, more one-on-one coaching with an expert in a specific area to hit our goals. So, okay, I'm about to give it to you. So let me describe how this works. If you want to go to, matter of fact, let me do something here. Describe exactly what you get, and then I'll open up for questions. How do I bring up a banner on the bottom? Shit. Let me think a minute here. Hang on. If I go here, no. Oh, banners. There it is. There. If you want to go to another tab, 500k.io. I'm actually going to show this website in a link to follow along if you want. I'm going to give you a description of everything you get in this program. You can sign up for this program now. The deadline to sign up is October 5th, which I think is 9 days from now. Then we end enrollment, and we have a hard number of people we can have into this program because we're doing so much one-on-one coaching. There's a limit to the number of guys who can have this program. There's so much one-on-one coaching we could give you guys. So we actually may have to close this program before October 5th. Seriously. It's not like my other programs where I can bring in a bunch of guys and it doesn't matter. This is one-on-one coaching. Okay, for a year. So we have to be very judicious about how many guys we let into this program. Okay. So let me show you what you get in this program. Hang on a second. Let's see. Yeah, hang on. No. Yes. Okay. I'm just following along on the website, 500k.io. First thing you get as soon as you sign up for this program, you get literally every online video course I have ever designed in my life. There's about 10 of them. You also get every book, the ultimate version of every ebook, plus the audiobook of every book I've ever written. I've written 9 books. You get all of them. You get every mini course I have ever done, we've ever developed here at Sovereign CEO. There's about 11 of them. You get all that stuff as soon as you sign up, and it's yours forever no matter what happens. Bam. Okay? And it lists all the video courses, all that good stuff. Woo! You get all that as soon as you sign up for the program, literally, like as soon as you sign up. You get all that. Number one. Number two, this is a 1-year program. It's you sign up now. Enrollment ends on October 5th. The program begins November 1st and goes to October 31st the following year, next year. Okay, it's an entire 12 months. For that entire 12-month period, you get every course, book, paid webinar, or paid training I come out with over the next 12 months for free. We just send it to you. It's free. It's part of this program. So if you add number 2 and number 1 together, it's about $16,000 worth of stuff you get immediately. Okay. Then number 3, you get 26. You probably get more than that, but I'm committing to 26. There's more coming. Don't worry. 26 one-on-one sessions with a number of coaches on my team, including Billy Olds. Billy Olds scales companies. She makes, I believe, $800,000 a year, location dependent, just like we're talking about. She is one of the reasons I make the money that I make. Many of you have worked with her and met her. She's extraordinary. We're going to do a podcast with her soon. Probably actually several of them, a whole series of new. We're actually, I shouldn't say this, but I will. We're starting a new podcast where it's me and my team. So it's not just me. And she's going to be the key part of that. She's one of the coaches who will actually work with you one-on-one in this. One of them. You get a menu of coaches, and we design for you a specific curriculum just for you, depending on what you want. If you don't have a business, we will have you set up a business. We work with you to set up a company. If you already have a business, we'll help you scale it and or translate it to location dependent if it's location independent, if it's currently location dependent. Whatever it is you want, okay? It's 100% customized to you. We have never done anything like this before. I'm actually a little nervous about it, to be honest. I am. So that's number 3. Number 4, you also get an entire year of the SMIC program. So that includes 2 group coaching sessions with me per month. So you get a total of 24 group coaching sessions with me, group coaching, okay? Plus over 100 hours of content, business content, time management content, lifestyle content. You get all that as soon as you sign up. And you have all that for the entire year. So this is in addition to all the other coaching you get. And I'm not done. There's a lot more. You also get 4 additional, there might be more than 4, I'm committing to 4. 4 additional one-on-one coaching sessions with me, guaranteed with me throughout the year, okay? You also get with me a one-on-one 5 flag strategy session with me. And there's no time limit for that. We go through your entire life, your finances, your goals, your business if you have one, your career, your heritage, what you like, countries you don't like. We go through the entire world, and I set up with you an entire 5 flags plan for you, customized to you, that we then focus on in this program going forward over the next year. So this is not only a business program, this is also a 5 flags program if you want it. Okay? That is an addition. These all stack by. That's an addition to everything else I've talked about. Right? You also get, in addition to all that, another 12 Q&A conferences with Billy, okay, once a month, where you can ask her anything you want. I'll probably involve some of these too. And that's once a month for a year over Zoom. And for all these coaching sessions, by the way, they're all recorded, so you can get them if you want. Okay. You also get another 12 accountability meetings. That's with Jeff on my staff. Some of you met him. To actually make sure you are hitting the benchmarks every month throughout this program. Okay. That's in addition to all this other stuff. So you get like 24, 36, up to over 40 group coaching sessions on top of all the one-on-one stuff. You get a testosterone with one of my endocrinologists, one of my testosterone doctors, Dr. Fowler, Dr. Wingy, either one of them. You get that so we can maximize your testosterone, your hormone levels. If you're a woman, you still get this. Women can join this program because you have hormones too. You also get, this is a big one that I added. I was nervous about this, but I added this one. You also get a consultation with one of my international tax attorneys where they show you how to save taxes legally by internationalizing your lifestyle, or even if you don't internationalize, things you can change, you can tweak to pay less taxes legally. And these are expensive motherfuckers, and they're part of this program. Okay. We will do an in-person dinner and mastermind at some point throughout the year where you're invited. We'll probably also invite all the other ex-members of either the Focus program or the Six-Figure Warrior Mentorship to come to that too. So it might be a big event. That'll be probably in the United States, depending on the number of people who are in the program. I'm not sure where it'll be. Maybe we'll do one in Europe and one in the US, but don't quote me on that. Okay, but this is guaranteed. We will throw other things in this program besides these things. Members only Discord group, just for you guys. That's one of the most popular aspects of this when we do these things. Full concierge support from my staff. I have 2 people assigned full time to this program. That's all they do. This program and then 90-day business build. That's all they do. Okay. You also get the Colby A index test. That is your personality style and how you work. That is a $50 item. If you do it yourself, you get it as part of this program. You also get the corporate version of the Myers-Briggs test. This is not the freebie version you get on the internet. This is the corporate version. Costs $50. You get that as part of this program. You need to know these things. We also optionally encourage you guys to have members-only group sessions. Often that happens, these programs, where the membership puts together their own sessions. That's part of this program as well. That is all of that. 500K Business Accelerator, 500K.io. You click right there to schedule a phone call. This program costs well more than $10,000. It is fully tax deductible, though. You can write it all off your taxes. You will get a tax deductible receipt from my US-based LLC, DCS International. But I'm just letting you know that. So if you're poor, if you have $800, that's it. You probably don't need to schedule a phone call. You don't want to waste your time. This is several $1,000s, as you might imagine. But it's tax deductible. We will have guys, matter of fact, we already do, who have signed up for this program and or the 9-day business builder program who will end up paying no taxes this year because they're writing off these expenses. These are tax deductible expenses. Please consult with a tax professional in your region to confirm this. I always have to throw out that disclaimer. Okay. So, and your deadline is, let's see here. Deadline is October 5th. So there's a timer on the site. There it is. 9 days, 8 hours. Depending when you watch this video. Watch recording, you have less time. And like I said, it is entirely likely we close it down before then because we get too many guys to sign up. This has happened before, and I'm sure it will happen again. So just be aware of this. This is something of interest to you. Hang on a second. Go back to comments here. 500K.io. And that is the deadline, by the way, to schedule your phone call. If you call and schedule the call before the 5th, you can have the call after the 5th. That's okay because the program doesn't start till the 1st. But we will not schedule any more calls after the 5th. And I'm sorry. And we always get these emails. I didn't know. Sorry. I mean, we've sent emails. We've done live streams, videos. I don't know what else to tell you. Sorry. All right. Should I just leave this on the screen while I do a Q&A? Yeah, let's do that. There's a beautiful little video there you can watch of me, my sexy, sexy ass. Yeah. All right. Let's leave this right there. That pretty cool little logo. I love doing logos. It's my favorite thing. I don't do the logos. I outsource that. All right. I will open up for Q&A here. I'm going to scroll up on the chat. Go ahead and type into the chat if you'd like me to answer your questions. As always, I will answer challenging questions, but if you are making ad hominem personal attacks, you'll get deleted. Deleted. All right. Let's see. Where was I? Let's see. Where was I? Go ahead and type your comments as I'm scrolling through here. I got to find out where I left off. Let's see. Some of you are giving me compliments. You are very sweet. Thank you very much. You guys are really nice. You guys are saying some very nice things to me. Thank you. Let's see. Caleb, your thoughts on setting up a niche consulting practice that matches clients' needs to SaaS and software solutions that are already in the marketplace. That sounds good to me as long as you're niched. So clients can't be any client that needs SaaS. As long as you're niched, it sounds really good. Sure. You managed pretty well for a school dropout. So don't make my mother angry. I actually did not drop out of high school. I actually attended all 4 years of high school. I had a 1.1 GPA. That is a D-. I did that on purpose because I was too busy reading business books to do fucking homework. And so I had 2 Fs. And in my high school way back in the late 80s, because I'm an old man, You were allowed to get up to, no, I had 3 Fs. And you could get 2 Fs, we got 3. You didn't get enough credits to graduate. And what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to go to summer school of the summer after your senior year to make up for it. Then you can get your diploma, which my mom assumed I would do, but I didn't do it. Because I'm like, I'm not going to school. I'm going to go make money. Fuck this bullshit. So, but I did not drop out. A lot of my buddies dropped out. A lot of my good friends in high school dropped out. I didn't drop. I stayed there. I stayed there and suffered. Let's see. Would you teach us in the program how to design our own programs and how to license our stuff out? That's crazy, $7K a month just by pressing a send button. Yeah. Yes, if that's something you want to learn how to do, absolutely. The way you do it is to summarize. If you have a marketing system or an internal business system that works, that you've shown it works, you can duplicate that system and license it to other people who are your competitors but not in your zones, and you can license that material. That's how Microsoft became Microsoft. When you buy software from Microsoft, you don't own it. They're licensing it to you. So there you go. Sovereign CEO, how will you be able to cater to guys like me that are between the 90-day business builder and the 500K business accelerator? Guys around $85,000 a year mark, a spiritual secret of the six-figure warrior mentorship. This is the spiritual successor to the six-figure warrior mentorship. So I would recommend you do this one. If you're between the 90-day business builder and this program, this is probably the program you want, unless you literally can't afford it. Otherwise, go ahead and do the 90-day business builder. You already asked that question. Let's see. How will I get paid from all these? From all what? I don't understand. Still trying to decide how badly I want it compared to other things. That means you don't want it badly enough. You're not there yet. Andrew Tate is here. Hi, Andrew Tate. You must be the real Andrew Tate. I'm a quality assurance analyst. Would getting an LLC and just, am I allowed to say his name? Am I going to get banned off YouTube now? Great. And just being a consultant count as an LI business? Yes, I was a location-dependent consultant for years. One contract is 100K per year, so if I get 3, I'll be making 300K. That's right. Yes, as long as you do not have to physically go to their office to perform the service, or you go once or twice a year, you're location dependent. That's awesome. My question is, how do I get paid from all these to my local bank account to start with? I don't understand your question. I still don't understand it. I'm not paying you. You're going to pay me. Sorry. Unless you're talking about these businesses. If that's what you're asking, how do you get paid from a location-dependent business? PayPal, Stripe, wire transfer, credit card. There's lots of ways to get paid. I start with very low capital. Okay, understand. 85 per year gross revenue or net. That is pre-tax net revenue. So that is net in your pocket before you pay taxes. Same thing with the $500,000 a year. That's $500,000 a year or more net after all business expenses, but before you pay taxes. And if you're smart like me, you've left the Western world and you only pay 4% on your taxes legally. Let's see. Caleb, other than your mini course, The Unchained Man, where can we get a very detailed how-to steps and productivity system and time management system? From my material, that's it. That's it from my material. A good book to get is Getting Things Done by David Allen. It's not comprehensive, but it's good. Let's see. A lot of you guys talking about guys with lots of followers who make no money. All right. Do you think a guy who gets his sex life together and has a rotation of women will have a better time at achieving his financial goal than a guy who doesn't? Not exactly. If you are never getting laid, it's going to be hard to make a lot of money. If you're a man and you're never getting laid, it's going to be really tough to make that money. Never? Yeah. Do you need a girlfriend? No. Matter of fact, girlfriends are bad for making this kind of money. I didn't get married until I was already making this level of income. You guys noticed I was non-married for many years until I was making this level. Then I very carefully got married, and it's an OLTR marriage, which is not a typical marriage, as those of you who follow my Alpha Male 2.0 content are aware of. Let's get some I Want the Cash t-shirts out there. Cool, let's do it. I agree. How did you find your niche in the new medical business aimed at cardiologists? I looked at which doctors make the most amount of money, and cardiologists were number 2. I said, all right, and are Americans and Westerners going to get skinnier or fatter as the collapse continues? They're going to get fatter, which means more cardiologists going to deal with more heart attacks. So again, as always, profit off the collapse. Instead of whining and bitching and moaning about it, make money off of it. 2020, when everyone was freaking out, was one of the best years of my life financially, both in my business and in my business. Interested to hear, where did the cash penetration come from? The depths of my mind. Actually, what I meant is, how did you find the problem that cardiologists have without telling what the problem is? I have worked with doctors and cardiologists in my consulting practices. What would the max a person can earn until they have to adopt the 9 principles? Depends on how many of those you adopt. So that's hard to say. You don't need those 9 principles if all you want to make is 85,000, 100,000 a year. So the line is about maybe 120,000 or so. Number 9 is linked to everything. You're goddamn right it is. Yes. Watching from Morocco. Cool. Very useful live stream. Thank you. Where can we purchase the absolute gold about daily routines, daily physical energy, and winning the day so we can get to 500K? Where can you purchase it? Well, I have a lot of free YouTube videos about that. Go through my channel. You need to join this program. Go to 500k.io and click schedule a call now. Yes, I am. I just don't see myself as having a skill set that I can use to build sellable products. There is an entire lesson I have on one of my courses called, But I Don't Know Anything. Yes, you do. I've said this 10,000 times. I will say this again. If I were to sit down with you for 2 hours, one-on-one with a clipboard, and I were to grill you on your life, your history, your skill sets, everything you've ever done in your life, I would come up with at least 2 marketable skills, 2, not 1, 2, that could make you a 7-figure income, provided you do the 9 things. If not, then $85,000 a year location-dependent income. 2. There's not one of you that doesn't have at least 2 skills. We devalue our own skills. We devalue our own knowledge. It's a standard model in terms of human psychology, and it's very normal, but you're wrong. You're wrong. Sounds like Bill Maher. You people. You're wrong, you people. Has it ever dawned on you that there are men around the world who see you as a demigod in their lives? I've gotten a few emails. Yeah. Did you ever grasp many guys see you as a sage or demigod in their lives? Not very many, but I have a few. Yeah. Let's see. Talking about Putin and shit. All right. Sovereign CEO, will you be able to get a UAE corporation setup course in the works, please? Even better, we will actually have a service where you fly to Dubai and we do it with you next year. First, we're doing that for Paraguay. We're doing that in March, and then we're doing it in Dubai. Are you going to say how much it costs or having discounts if you pay in crypto or many discounts? So many of you will qualify for some discounts. It's too complicated for me to describe here. I'm not going to tell you how much it is. I'll tell you how much. I'll give you the range. It is more than $15,000. It is less than $25,000. But I can't tell you how much it is because you may qualify for all kinds of discounts. So we schedule a call with one of my coaches and they will explain it all to you. What is involved in the in-person mastermind? Do the 500K people get you in a room for a certain amount of hours? No. For the in-person, you mean the in-person, not over the internet? That's a group. That's a group mastermind, similar to what I did yesterday here in Guadalajara. We all in a room and we chill, we talk, we go through all your problems. It's not one-on-one in-person, no. I'm a little more expensive than that. You want me in-person, one-on-one, you're going to be spending a lot of money, sorry. This is another Caleb, what do you think question, but what do you think about younger brother Tristan? My exact same opinion of Andrew Tate and Tristan, that my opinion is equal on both of them. They're kind of the same guy. If you do this year-long 500K year program again, will the price be raised as you're doing the 90-day business builder course? I don't understand that question. If I do this particular program again, yes, it may be more expensive. That's always true with me. Is payment required all in one hit, or is it payable monthly, quarterly? We do have a month. Thank you. I should have mentioned that. There is a monthly payment option, yes. But it's not 12, it's not 12 months, it's a few months. So we're not going to give you 12 months to pay this. Oh, no. I'm not going to spend a bunch of my one-on-one time so you can stop making your payments. So fuck you. No. But we do have a payment option for a few months. You can break it out. Yes. What made you leave the USA? Go on my YouTube channel. Go back. There's at least 1 or 2 videos I did on this. You can also Google calebjones.com, why I left the USA or why I'm going to move out of the USA. I gave 6 or 7 reasons. Number one is taxes. If you delete someone, it proves you got triggered and our butt hurt. You can go to alphamale20.com/rules. Those are the rule sets I've always used since 13, 14 years on the internet. If you start making ad hominem attacks, it derails the conversation because everyone starts talking about the attacks. Everyone starts fighting each other and you lose context on the topic. So I'm forced to do that. I don't like doing that. I'm not butthurt. I'm outcome independent. I don't care what you think of me. So you could totally disagree with me. Those are my favorite comments. But if you say, you fucking asshole, then you're not really having anything I can respond to. So that's the deal. It's always been my rule since day one, since 2009. What's the big play in terms of Alpha Male 2 put on the side? Did you ask this question? Help me guys set up businesses and how to scaling them while getting different residencies. What's the big dream? That's it. That's it. You're right. My aim at the moment is to make something in the middle about 150 to 200K. Is that something I could do with copywriting? Absolutely. You better be a good copywriter though, and you better be niched. These 9 principles apply to even to a lesser degree. Yes, of course. If you're looking at anything over about 120,000, the 9 principles apply. Okay. Anything over about 120, that's kind of where the line is. So you want to make 150, 200K? Yeah. I get to lean in at least some of those things. What do you think about young guys getting into blue collar trades like construction? Can this then turn into a location dependent income? That'd be very hard. I doubt this would be feasible, though. Your thoughts? You can do it. I've seen people pull it off. Some of Tim Ferriss's followers have done weird things like this, where they had like bricklaying businesses and they made them location dependent. Very difficult to do. Very difficult to do. So I don't recommend it. Should I bring up the slides? Hang on. Let's bring that up. There we go. That looks pretty. Let's see. Where were we here? Would it be a good idea for you to sign up for this accelerator program if I am the 3rd year of software engineering, plan to graduate hopefully on time, April 2024, working internship till December? It's not really relevant to this program. You need to have free time. You need to have at least, I would say, 15 hours a week free time to do what we teach you to do in this program. If you don't have any time, then don't. If you have at least 15 hours a week, if you're going to college and then you've got your homework, then you have a part-time job, then you sign up for this program, you're not going to be very effective. So if that's your schedule, I would say no. But if it's not, if you have time, go for it. Sure. Which of your materials do you cover optimizing and scaling? None. This program is the first one I've done. I don't talk about these things. I haven't talked about this have I ever talked about this stuff? No, this is new. It's a whole new thing I'm doing. So it's this program. How much gold should one buy? How much silver? I can't answer that question. Depends on what your net worth is, how much money you have. What other process metals are worth buying? Palladium's pretty good. And what are the dealers called when you can buy them? Coin dealers. My English is not good. It's a program for me. If you can communicate, we have a few guys in some of our programs, including the 9-Day Biz Builder, whose English is okay, but we can understand them. If we can understand you, you can do this program. If we can't understand you, and we're constantly, what did you say? Then I wouldn't recommend it unless you have a translator. Good question, though. I love it when non-Americans sign up for my programs, or not, I should say non-Western. I think it's great. Most of my audience is Westerns, of course. If your TLRs are below 700 NG/DL, would it be impossible to get to the 500K 6-figure level? No, not impossible. No, if there were 200, it'd be really fucking hard. Depends how low they are. If you're at 650, you could do it. Harder, but you could do it. If you're at 200, boy, that'd be hard. I think I've changed my mind. I think I want to put the symbol back up. Yeah, baby. Give me that car. It's Knight Rider. I have an American-based, completely location-dependent corporation. Cool, I love you. Would you recommend I restructure? No employees. Create parent company in Paraguay to minimize taxes or other. It depends on where you live. I don't know where you live. If you live in the United States, it's not worth it. If you live outside the United States, then hell yes. Get a Dubai corporation, 0 taxes, brah. So it depends where you live. Any advice I can make my life more uncomfortable in order to motivate myself in action? Does it consist of being physically uncomfortable? How can I do this? It can. It can. You review daily why you hate your life and where your life will be in 5 to 10 years if you don't take action and you actually feel it. Yes, put yourself in an uncomfortable scenario where like you get into an apartment you could barely afford. And I'm not saying do that, but things like that. Do whatever you can to make your life uncomfortable. Do whatever you can. I've done things like this. What I've done, including somewhat recently, last few years, I've made financial commitments that made me really uncomfortable, that like forced me to need to make the more money, the higher money. Remember I said higher income must be a must? Now, I'm not saying do that. I don't want you to risk the fuck up your life either. I know what I'm doing. But yes, you should do whatever you can. Is it possible to incorporate your mission into this if it's based on an artistic vision? Fiction, fan art. Yes, a mission can be anything. A mission does not have to be money focused. Many of you should not have a money focused mission. I have a money focused mission, but that's me. Or must you sacrifice that, change your mission, and go full-time robot mode in order to achieve this? Never sacrifice your mission. Your mission comes first. Never sacrifice your mission. Never, ever, ever, ever do that. Mission comes first. Will you be giving hard copy materials and gifts like I believe you used to for the six-figure warrior mentorship program? Okay. Don't tell anybody this. Yes. Shh, but don't tell it. We're not supposed to talk about that. I'm not supposed to talk about that. Billy will get pissed if I say this publicly. The answer is yes. Helping CEOs get a six-pack, reduce sleep requirements to 6.5 hours, reduce probability of chronic disease is a viable niche. CEOs is not a niche. Close, though. I don't have a company of like-minded people surrounding me. How can I make one? I don't know because I don't have that either. I've never had that. You must be an extrovert. I'm an introvert. I don't have like-minded people around me ever. I'm surrounded by beta males, women, employees, people who love Trump, people who hate Trump. I'm surrounded by people who are the opposite of me all day long. Not so much in Dubai, but still in Dubai too. You know, I'm surrounded by people who inherited a bunch of money. Don't have to work very hard, but they have Lamborghinis because, you know, they're related to some sheik or something. I don't have that. So you're asking the wrong guy. I don't need that in order to be successful. Why? Because I have an internal locus of control, not an external locus. I'm focused here, not my friends or my mentors or my mommy. I'm focused here. Now, it's easy for me to say, if you're an extrovert, you probably need to do that, but I can't advise you because I don't want to do that. I don't advise people on things I haven't done. Do you currently still have mentors you interact with regularly, just like you are a mentor to us? Yes, but it's not regular. It's sporadic, but I definitely do, yes. And they're hard to find, very hard to find. And they're very expensive because my mentors have to make even more money than me or I won't listen to them. Never take advice from someone who makes less money than you. I've said this 1,000 times. Never take advice from someone who makes less money than you. On a regular basis, I get guys on my YouTube channel who say, Caleb, you shouldn't do that with your videos. And I click their names and they have 3 subscribers and I have 8,000. So why would I take your advice? Never take advice from someone who hasn't done the thing that you're advising you to do. So yes, the higher in life you get, the harder it is to find people to help you because there's less of them. And or they don't want to help you. They don't need to. You're making 10 million a year. Do you want to help me? No, fuck you, Caleb. Right? Hilarious. Is this useful to people beginning in their first businesses or would new business owners fall behind? No, you can be a new business owner and join this program. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. We will get you up and running with a business. We can absolutely do that. Hell yes. Now, we can't guarantee anything because we can't guarantee what you do. You could have no business and join this program and we'll help you build one. You can have like a brand new business and join this program and we'll help you build that. You can already have a business and you can join this program. This program is not like the 90-day business builder, where it's only for a certain type of person. Any person at any of these levels can join this 500K business accelerator because it's customized to you. It's not a curriculum that we shove on everybody. It's customized to you. So we would sit down with you, Billy and I, and we would go through everything you need, everything you want to accomplish the next year, next 3 years, next 5 years, and we develop a whole plan for you. Make sense? Can a 23-year-old living in the third world make 500K a year? Yes, and there's been examples of that have occurred. And as I say always to guys like you, don't sell to people living in your country, sell to people living in expensive regions. So if you live in the third world, don't sell to people in your town. That's dumb. Sell to people living in London, New York, Los Angeles, people are getting raped with taxes and cost of living expenses. Sell to those people. How will the Focus six-figure warrior mentorship group coaching curriculum be incorporated in this new program? That's a little complicated. I cannot answer that, but it will be. Will you do similar collabs next year like we did with Lucario this year? Many. I have many planned. Many. What is the soft top line max income for an Alpha 2.0 business? That's hard to answer. The number is somewhere between 700,000 and 1.5 million. And that's when you get to those zones, you have to start violating the Alpha 2.0 model. I already have. I've already started to violate it myself in one of my companies. I described exactly how I'm doing this at the seminar I just gave 2 days ago. A little complicated outside the course. But yeah, you can make up to about 800,000 to 1.5 million purely Alpha 2.0 business model. Beyond that, if you want to keep going, you'll have to make some decisions about, do you want to violate that model and actually build real infrastructure, give up some percentage of your company, hire W-2 employees, etc. Good question. If one is still working on LI income, should they focus on the 85,000 minimum first before proceeding to the big money? Yes, you have to. You have to make 85,000 before you make 86,000. So yes, you have to. And it needs to all be location dependent. Don't build up location dependent income and then figure out how to make it location dependent. That's dumb. It should all be location independent from ground zero. Will you be doing a video summing up the 9-day business builder program? How the 90 business builder? I went to kindergarten. Sorry, I can't read. Will you be doing a video summing up the 90-day biz builder program went and how the 500 business accelerator program went? Yes. Oh, yes. Get ready for mid-October. I'm going to blow your fucking minds with what happened in the 90-day business builder program. I can't talk about it. I am so fucking excited. Your head's going to fucking explode what happened with those guys. I still can't believe it. Just watch. Just wait. A few more weeks. I am thinking to move from an IT job to IT contracts via my own company. Good. Then move to a lower tax country. Great. Would this program be a good for this process and help it succeed? Abso-fucking-lutely. Yes. Nice pick. Thank you. It's Knight Rider. Final year of law school. Have you seen any people do their law practice location dependent? Yes. Yes. Now here's the deal. I knew some doctors can do this. So here's how you do this. If you're a legal dude, you are not an attorney. You're a legal consultant. Okay, or a legal advisor, and then you can be location. Because if you're an attorney, you can be licensed by state, right? So that's these guys get around it. Smart. Can I make $150,000 as a YouTuber? That is extremely difficult, probably impossible at this point if you're starting from zero, unless you use your YouTube channel to sell your own stuff, which is what I do. I'm a YouTuber, but I don't rely on any YouTube income. I don't give a fuck about YouTube. I have to monetize my videos because the algorithm favors monetized videos. But I don't care how much money I make from YouTube. I'm selling my own stuff. So find something you can sell, have a YouTube channel that sells that item by producing real content for your niche. Hey, Caleb, I'm thinking of myself to day trade. Would you consider trading a strong, secure Alpha Male 2.0 business model? It is Alpha Male 2.0 because it is location dependent. I don't know how strong or secure it is. Have you ever used boron to optimize your testosterone? I have not. Can we violate the A2 rule by partnering with an A2 sibling, brother? Obviously, no. So that we can do more, faster, scale quicker? No. That would be violating the model, period. Having a solid partnership structure and agreement? No. The odds of a partnership succeeding are extremely low. The Tate brothers are an unusual, bizarre exception to many rules. No. Your brother can turn into an asshole. I suggest you Google what happened to, what's that comedian's name? What's that comedian's name who gained a bunch of weight? Hang on. It's going to drive me nuts. Dane Cook. Google what happened to Dane Cook and his brother. We do more seminars in Europe next year. Many. I'm doing lots of European shit next year. Lots. Now that I live in Dubai and I'm settled and Pink Firefly is with me. Lots. Hang on one second. I got to check my phone for a few things. I have to multitask because I'm working on my Mexican residency as we speak here. Hang on. Okay, cool. How did you develop a work ethic to start your own business, or was it confidence? A little confidence. I was a little confident as a young guy, not very, not like I am now. I was motivated because I didn't want to be poor. I hated being poor. And Tony Robbins has said this, and I completely agree with him. Tony Robbins has said, and I'm saying this too, the reason I'm successful is not because I'm smart. It's not because I work hard. It's not because I do anything different or better than other people. It's because I have a low threshold for pain. I don't like being in pain. And boy, is that me. I hate being in pain. I hate being poor. I hate drama. I hate anything I hate it. And most people just kind of fucking put up with it. I'm not like that. So that's where most of my work ethic came from. Today, my work ethic comes from a little bit of motivation to get what I want, excitement about life, high testosterone, lots of sleep, lots of happiness. That all helps. Mission, all that helps. And a little bit of fear, because I still remember what it was like to be poor, and I don't want to be poor again as I'm older. The entire Western world is collapsing. I don't want to be stuck poor when the Western world is fucked. That is very bad, and I'm working very hard to make sure that I'm going to be perfectly fine. I will thrive as the United States, Western Europe, Eastern Europe, Australia, Canada collapse. So that's a big part of it. In terms of Alpha 1.0 or betas, which one do you get along with better out of the two? Why don't you, let's keep the questions more toward business and not the Alpha Male 2.0 stuff. I promise I will do another Alpha Male 2.0 webinar over at the other channel soon. How much have you spent on mentoring and courses throughout your life? It's a 7-figure amount. Since I was 18 years old, I was buying real expensive audio cassette courses. Expensive back then, like $80, like 30 years ago. It's a 7-figure amount I've spent in terms of coaching, courses. I don't know what the number is. It's easily a 7-figure amount I've spent on myself. Easily. I follow all of my own advice. I buy ebooks. I bought many. I have purchased many video courses. I have purchased and been a part of many very expensive, more expensive than this program, coaching programs for me. Everything I sell, I have purchased myself, probably more than you have. I walk my talk. I do all these things. All of them. There are groups of us in our 20s that consider you a father figure in terms of life advice. Yes, I know. Have you ever considered tailing a portion of your content, Caleb's wisdom, real stories? Well, I mean, I try to do that with my Alpha Male 2.0 stuff. I try to do that. I'm open to suggestions on how I could better do that. How to decide how much free content to give out? How can one reconcile free Q&A and charging high prices for consulting fees? Because this is marketing for me. I'm going to make a lot of money from this free webinar. I am. Watch how much money I make. I can't tell you, but I'm going to make plenty of money doing this. This is marketing for me. That's why I can justify it. How do you decide how much free content you give out? 99% of it. 99% of my content I give away for free. You got to pay for that remaining 1%. It's 99%. So give it out, give it all out. Keep 1%. And 1% is really the content that replies to I'll be honest with you, a lot of the 1%, and those of you who have been in my coaching programs, you can relate to this. You know how I do this. It's the 1% of stuff I have to customize for you. It's the 1% that the public wouldn't understand. It's the 1% that I'm not allowed to say publicly. There's a lot of shit I can't say publicly, right? So a lot of that's in the 1%. A lot of it is contextual, where if I tell you it, it's not going to make a lot of sense unless you have my other content. So that's how you do it. That's how I do it. What exciting plans and future offerings we look forward to in 2023? I am not going to mention them. Focus on this, one thing at a time. I know you are always banging the younger girls. Okay, let's talk about banging chicks on the other channel. Would I still have to be licensed to be a legal consultant? My understanding is no. My understanding is no, but don't quote me on that. You have to ask someone else. Love you, Caleb. I'm a video editor. I can help you edit your videos. Looking forward to working with you. God bless you. Hey, I love the hustle, bro. Love it. Love it. Love it, guys. Seems a lot of people are getting on board with the collapsing West. Yeah, now that people can see it. What have I said in my content? People don't believe it till they look out their windows and see it. And they go, oh, I've been saying this for over 15 years. And everyone thought I was a maniac. Yeah, it's coming, guys. And now that they can see it, oh no, Putin might use nukes. Oh no, now I'm scared. Now they get concerned. That's dumb. Anyway, other content creators, How to Beast, recently moved to Spain from the States. Least bad option. But yeah, get out of the United States. Now, I would not move from the United States to Spain or to Europe. That's like out of the frying pan into the fire. I wouldn't do that, but his heart is in the right place. Do you think studying martial art from a young age helped you in terms of discipline and motivation and confidence? Yes. Yes, I think it did help. Yes. And doing full contact, we didn't have MMA back then, it was called full contact. Yes, that did help. Yes, that probably helped more than I realized. Yeah. Because not only learning martial art, but getting into fights where you're bloody and bruised and they're beating the shit out of you and no one stops. See, they don't do that anymore, really, because you're not allowed to do that shit. But back in the 80s, they beat the shit out of you. We didn't wear pads and shit. Some, but not much. I mean, you were walking off off the mat. You were bloody. You had blood gushing out of your foot. I experienced several times. Very helpful. Yeah. Do you think you'd be in the same place if you did? Yeah, I could be in the same place. It'd be harder, though. Yeah. I would have to work harder. Maybe I'd be a little lower. I don't know. I don't know what percentage it helped, but it certainly helped. Sure. Will you be offering the $39,000 6-month one-on-one coaching packages? I haven't decided. I don't know. I'm tempted to just kill those. So if you guys want a little inside baseball on what I do, when you reach the 7-figure level, your next objective is to remove yourself from all implementation. So if I want to go from 7 figures to much higher, I have to stop coaching. I have to stop consulting. I have to stop all this hands-on stuff. I can be the face of the business, but I have to have other people do this for me, or else I'm going to be stuck where I am now, and I don't want to be stuck where I am right now. Where I am now is not bad, but I'm not where I need to be. So I don't know. I may scrap that shortly. I just don't have an answer. All righty. Are we all done? I don't see more questions in here. Let's see here. Is everything still good? Hang on. Let's check a few things, shall we? Okay, we're good. All right. So I'll hang out for a few more minutes and we'll wrap this up. So 500k.io, schedule your call unless you are poor. Unless you have absolutely no money, then don't waste your time. But if you think this would be of value to you, even if you need to borrow it on a credit card because it's going to be tax deductible, okay? But that don't, please, you make your own decisions on those kinds of things. You've got 9 days left. Depending on when you watch this video, probably less. And I'm not kidding. We're closing this on midnight on the 5th. We're closing this program. We have to. I'm actually nervous about a bunch of guys signing up for this program. I want some guys signing up. I like money, but I don't want a mountain of guys because this is one-on-one shit. And I've gotten in scenarios in the past before where I sold too much one-on-one coaching and it just like ruined my schedule and fucked everything up. So I'm really careful this time. I have to be careful. So 500k.io. Let's see. Even in Europe, seems young people are so unaware of the state of it. It's not just young people, it's old people too. Europe is way worse than the States, correct? Millennials are more oblivious from my experience and look puzzled that someone would leave. Yes, I know. Tell me about it. And it's one of the beauties of living in Dubai is I don't want to see those are the smart people. These are the people who realized how bad it was in their countries and got the fuck out. So I talk to people from the UK who live in Dubai and they talk all these horror stories about living in the UK. I had no idea. All these Germans living in the UK, in Dubai, and they're telling me how horrible it is and how they got the fuck out of Germany. I'm like, wow. I mean, I thought the United States was bad. Damn. So I'm hearing these are all the people like me who got the fuck out and are now paying zero taxes. And if you are European, you Europeans, you're not like me, us Americans. We have to still pay taxes because we have a tyrannical government. When you're in Europe, you leave Europe, you're done paying taxes. You go from Germany to Dubai, you go from 40% income tax to zero. Zero. You guys are lucky if you leave Europe. If you stay in Europe, have fun with Putin and not being able to turn on your heat this winter. Is having information site and sale platform for advertising a good option? Yes, very good option. Do it. How many coaches are currently on the menu and will they be able to help for very, very specific needs for a highly focused and niche businesses? Yes, 6, including me. Some businesses out there are extremely niched. Well, we're not going to tell you how to code. We're not going to get that fucking niched. We're not going to tell you how to do your thing. We're going to tell you how to run your business, market, and scale, which is same for everything, for most location-independent businesses. And these are all location-dependent people. All these coaches are location-dependent. Almost all of them. Few of them aren't, but the vast majority are. After you move to the next phase of life, will 9-day business builder in this program still be offered? Yes, because I won't need to do it. So I'm going to still offer these kinds of things. They will probably be more expensive, but I won't be doing them. So other people will be doing them. Aren't you afraid of the death penalty in Dubai? No, I don't break the law. or getting your head cut off, you touched the wrong girl. Your information on Dubai is about 10 years out of date. That was Dubai 2010, not Dubai 2022. All right, I'll do, 2-3 more questions? Yeah, he probably is. That's fine. He's allowed to be a troll as long as he doesn't do ad hominem. I'll do 2 or 3 more questions. We'll wrap it up. Once you guys are done, we'll wrap it up now. It always gets so hot in my hotel room when I do these live streams. I was doing one yesterday for the SMIC program. I got hot again. I don't know what's going on. All right, so we just wrap it up. Wait a few more seconds. I know sometimes it takes a few seconds for the comment to appear in the stream after you type it. I'll give it a few more seconds, and then I'll wrap it up. When is your next phase of life? Age 54. I have 3.5 years. Date or money achieved? Both. It's a date with a monetary objective, several of them. And I have to get that shit done. I'm on track for it, but I'm going to have to work really hard the next 3 years. I'm driving my wife crazy and all the hard work I'm doing lately. So, yeah. Throughout the upward graph before, have you ever come depressed, had suicidal thoughts, or simply not part of your personality, i.e. taking care of your shit? This is going to sound odd, but I'm being honest with you. I have never been depressed in my entire life other than maybe a few months when I was about 12 years old. I was a little kid. So I vaguely remember that. I don't understand the feeling of depression. I don't get it. This is my robot. This is robot Caleb now. I don't understand depression. I don't understand it. My dad's been through it. My daughter's been through a little bit, and I just can't relate to it. I understand waking up and feeling sad for no reason. I don't understand that. And suicidal, same thing. I don't understand it. If you're feeling bad, then go do something to make yourself feel good. Don't sit around and feel bad. What? But I see I'm being very rational and logical about this. So no, I've never experienced those feelings in my adult life. There was a brief time when I was like 11 or 12. I remember being a little depressed for a few months because of prepubescent shit. I don't even remember why. Other than that, no. I'll give you another one. The emotion of anxiety. I don't understand it. My daughter has it. And anxiety is when, not fear. I get fear. If you point a loaded pistol at my head, I'm going to be scared. So I understand fear. Don't experience a lot of it in my life, but I understand it. But anxiety, just waking up and feeling anxious because you're anxious, I don't understand it. So there's a lot of negative emotions I just don't understand. I wish I could give you a better thing like, yes, I was depressed and I overcome it. And there's a lot of other content providers on the internet, on YouTube, in the business space who have gone through depression and can help you with questions like that. I believe Alex Hormozi was depressed, had a problem with depression. And he talks about that, I think, a little bit. I've never had that problem. I just not how I'm wired. I'm not saying I haven't had other problems. I have had other problems. We've all had our problems, but not depression or, suicidal thoughts. No. Is there a date you can name to be out of the USA? No, because I can't tell the exact future. Can't do that. You know what the date is? As soon as you fucking can. Many of you should have left the United States a long time ago. Certainly you Europeans should have left a very long time ago. I've been talking about this for 10 years, guys. I've been saying, get the fuck out of the Western world since 2012. I was thinking about it and analyzing it since 2003. So, guys, well, what's the longest I can stay in the U.S.? That tells me you don't want to leave. Then just stay in the U.S. Stay in the U.S. and go down with the ship. I hope you have location-independent income, and I hope you have an international plan B. And I hope you watch that video on the 6 things you must do on my YouTube channel. The 6 things you must do if you want to stay in the Western world. You have to be far outside of a city. You have to location-independent income. You have to have your own business. You have to have precious metals. I go through the 6 things you need. Okay, do that. What are the chances of stock market going away? Low. That's pretty low. They'll crash. They won't go away. What business can I only do for my phone? You can do just about any online business only with your phone. It's just more of a pain in the ass. You can do just about any online. I could theoretically do my entire businesses, my online companies with my phone. I need a keyboard. I guess you had a keyboard to your phone, right? How do you hyper-focus on business and still have a lot of knowledge in other areas like polymath? I don't think I do. I guess I do. Are there specific topics that I can study to have a more broad general knowledge? I know you guys view that of me. I don't view myself that way. I am surprisingly unknowledgeable about a lot of basic things. Sports, you mentioned anything about basketball, soccer, the NFL, I have no idea what you're talking about. Cars, I have no idea. No idea. All this cool guy shit, this masculine shit I should know about, I have no clue. No idea. If my toilet breaks, right, in my bathroom, I have no idea what to do. I got to go in. If I'm going to, now I will outsource it. I'll hire someone to fix it because I have money. But if I need to do it myself, I got to go on YouTube and start from zero and say, okay, what do I do? I have no clue. So there's a lot of things in life I know nothing about. Nothing about. Gaming, which was a big part of my life many years ago, no, I have no idea. I watched a recent YouTube video on the new games coming out, and I'm bewildered. I have no idea what they're talking about. I don't know anything. I don't know shit. Pop culture, Netflix, movies. I stopped watching movies several years ago, with rare exception, because collapse of the Western world. They can't make good movies anymore. They can't make really good TV shows anymore. Look at the new Lord of the Rings thing. I haven't watched it. Don't want to watch it. I've heard enough. Okay, so I don't think you should do that. I think you should focus on what makes your life better. I'm focused on what makes my life better. Money, specifically location-dependent income, my woman life, my health. I focus on these three things. And then my family to a degree, but my kids are grown. So my son is here in Guadalajara. I spent time with him. Let's see. What are your thoughts on doing executive coaching type stuff, counseling, to have someone we can offload emotional stuff onto for longevity and mental health purposes? You mean, I don't understand your question. For me to provide that service, or for you to pay someone to do that? I don't understand the question. Would you recommend moving to Peru, or is there too much crime? Peru is okay. There are much better places than Peru in South America. Much better. Colombia is better. Chile is better. Paraguay is better. They're much better places. Panama, even Panama. Well, maybe not Panama. Panama is technically better. Ecuador is better. There are better places, but Peru's fine. Peru's cool. Peru is awesome. Yeah, Peru's fine, but there are better places in my opinion. In the human sense, would you consider yourself as being an outlier? In all respects, I'm an outlier. I'm non-monogamous. I'm married, but I have sex with other women every week. I think I'm an outlier. I have a company with no employees. That's location, but I think I'm an outlier. Yeah, I'm an outlier in all respects. I don't care about the future of the United States, even though I'm an American. I think I'm an outlier. I'm an outlier in all respects. I'm happy every day, all the time. I think I'm an outlier. I'm an outlier in everything. Love you, Caleb. More mention listen to your life on business issues, but Russia is not the looming disaster. It's the looming opportunity. Great attitude, Denny, A+. Your thoughts on doing executive type counseling for someone who can offload. You repeated the same question. I don't understand your question. Do you have an opinion on the anarchist libertarian groups over in Acapulco? Oh, they're awesome. I love, what's his name who does that? The pirate chain guy. What's his name? The guy who fucked up the Argentinian thing. Shit, what's his name? I love him to death. He's a crazy bastard, but I love him. Doug Casey's buddy. God damn it. It's on the tip of my tongue. The Anarcho-Poco guy. I got to take more ginkgo biloba with my fucking memory. I can't remember his name. Yeah, I think they're great. I am an anarchist in my heart. Externally, I'm a minarchist libertarian because anarchy doesn't work. If you waved a magic wand and removed all governments from the world tomorrow morning, the very next day, 8 o'clock the next day, people would start forming governments again. Human beings, unfortunately, like governments. So the best, least bad way to do it is to keep your government as small as you can for as long as you can. And we have massive, massive, massive economic and historical data that proves this. So therefore, I am not an anarchist. In my heart, I'm an anarchist. I think it'd be great. But I know it's never going to happen. So externally in the world, I'm a minarchist libertarian. Jeff Berwick, thank you. Yes, Dollar Vigilante. Thank you, Jeff Berwick. I don't know why I couldn't think of his name. He's a hilarious. I love him to death. He's great. Can you implement the no workers? How can you implement the no workers business? No employees. You still need people to help you. I have a staff of 17, 18 people. None of them are employees. None yet. That day may change, but none of them are employees. But you can still have people on Upwork, so contractors. Do you really think the near future Western Europe will have a worse life standards than South America? In the near future, I don't think so. In the short-term future, some areas of Western Europe will have those standards equivalent to. I suggest you visit the West Coast of the United States. I suggest you go to LA, Seattle, Portland, Oregon. Go to these cities and just drive around. It's like South America now. And that's in the United fucking States. This country that can never collapse because it's so great. Because 50 years ago, 200 years ago, we were awesome. And if you don't believe me, go visit those countries or those cities. I'll be back in Portland, unfortunately, for about a week in February. I can't stand it. I'm depressed. Now I'm depressed. I got to go back to Portland. Oh, I just don't want to do it. Ugh. Gross. For us to hire someone, you and P have to do marriage counseling. Oh, and what about hiring someone who understands business but can also counsel us? Sure. Yes, absolutely. If that helps, that can help. Yes. Best business you can think to start with $10,000 in Dubai. Too general a question. There are thousands of businesses you can start for less than $10,000 in Dubai in any country. That's too general a question. I want to hire people that will work only for commissions. How can I do it? Upwork.com. Which one of your 5 houses would you go to if Putin starts a nuclear war? Paraguay. That's where I would go. That's why I have Paraguay as my backup plan. Paraguay will be totally safe in a nuclear exchange. I talk about that in my Paraguay videos and my YouTube channel. That's why I have Paraguay as my plan B. All right. I promised to leave. I'll do 5 more minutes. How about that? That'll be at the top of the hour. So let me do 5 more minutes and then I'm out of here. Unless you guys, whenever I think you guys are done, more questions come in. So I'll wait a second. I'll do 5 more minutes. How long have we gone? How long have I gone, the son of a bitch? Where's the timer on this thing? Two fucking hours. I gave you guys 2 hours of my time. Do you have any idea how much 2 hours of my time is worth? I don't mean that to be an asshole. It's true. Actually makes me nervous. This was 2 hours, but I'll do it. I'll do it. Yes, here are my questions. All right. So 5 more minutes, guys. Is freelance writing an Alpha 2.0 business? Yes. And a good transition to selling digital products? Yes. Use this course to create a location-independent business to Vietnam? Yes, we can do it. We can help you with that. Thanks for everything you do, Caleb. You've helped point my life in a new direction. Cool, love it. That warms my cockles. That's called cockles of my heart, not my cock. Warms the cockles of my heart. That's an old saying from like the 60s or something. You young guys, man. Did you see the last? This is the one TV show it's getting worse. Rick and Morty, where Summer and Rick's like, hey, do a Die Hard. And she's like, what's a Die Hard? She's like, and he's like, you never seen Die Hard? She's like, I'm 17. No. And I'm like, God damn, I'm old. She's right. I have some younger women in my life, and every once in a while I'll say something. They'll say, what's that? What was the other thing? What was Knight Rider? What was Knight Rider? No, something else. I'm like, oh my God, I'm an old man. Sometimes my wife will say shit. She's only 10 years younger than me. And so say shit. Like, what's that? I'm like, oh my God. What's hilarious is that, I grew up in the 80s. Pink Firefly grew up in the 90s. So she'll say like 90s things, and I'll say 80s things. I'll say like rad, or I'll say like face. Now, you don't know what that means if you didn't grow up in the 80s. Grew up in the 80s, you're like, oh yeah. Now, she grew up in the 90s. So she'll say shit like, you're killing me, Smalls. I'm like, what? What the fuck does that mean? Yeah. This is what happens when you marry someone in a different generation. Let's see. Questions. Let's see. When's the next Q&A about women coming? Love you, Caleb. A few weeks. I'll do one over the other channel. Mini course on routines and or maximum daily physical energy. I have so much free YouTube videos about that. I don't think that would make sense. I'm not sure if that would make sense. Almost 2 hours. This is the longest you've gone. It is? Is this the longest live stream I've done? No. Not the longest video. I've done Q&A videos that are recorded. They're like 5 hours. I've gone for 5 hours. But maybe this is the longest live stream. Can you recommend any books on selling other than marketing? Rather than marketing? Absolutely. The Psychology of Selling by Brian Tracy. That's probably the Bible. Cool. That's close to illegal. Bro, really? You're really concerned about these things. Will Argentina be safe during nuclear exchange? Yes. Yes. Southern South America will be the safest place in the world during a nuclear exchange. Even safer than like Australia and New Zealand. You're very welcome, Rob. Is dropshipping a good A2 business to start for your first business? It is good. It would not be my first choice because I talk about having high margins. If you're part of the challenge, you got the free training videos in the mailing list. I talk about you want something of high margin. When you sell hard products, it's hard to get high margins. You can, but it's harder. So, but yes, it is compatible. Yes. In the 90-day business builder, we do not cover products because I can't teach what I haven't done. And it's harder to do because it's lower margin. But yes, you could do that. Could do that. I've got 1 more minute on the clock. So get your last minute questions in because I got to go in 60 seconds. Gone in 60 Seconds. That was a Nicolas Cage movie from the 90s when Angelina Jolie was hot. Before she started doing heroin or whatever and got really skinny and gross. She was smoking hot too. I don't know what happened to her. Some women look better as they get older, like Salma Hayek. Salma Hayek got better as she got older. What the hell? You know why? Because she's Hispanic. Helps you're not white in your age. You're very welcome. Armchair Wing. You're very welcome. All right, guys. I'm going to take off. 500k.io. You have 9 days left or less, depending on when you watch this video. Thank you very, very much. And I will do another live stream in the next few weeks. Just keep an eye on both of my YouTube channels. And I will see you guys then. Have fun, guys. Bye.